Available now. Link below.
In a desperate attempt to cling to power, Joe Biden unveils a new student loan bailout plan to lure young voters ahead of the 2024 election. Ignoring the Supreme Court's previous block, Biden pushes an unconstitutional debt cancellation scheme that could cost taxpayers billions of dollars. Now, this compulsive liar's false promises are nothing more than a Hail Mary pass to buy votes and save his job. After spending 4 years destroying our futures, does Biden really think he can bribe young people to vote for him? Well, we're going to expose the truth behind Biden's illegal and desperate student loan bailout plan, and don't miss the shocking details in our final thought that reveals the real cost of this reckless scheme. Now, as Biden attempts to bribe young voters with student loan bailouts, it's clear that his administration is more focused on control than protecting our freedoms. Just like the IRS and Veterans Affairs militarizing with over 200,000 armed federal employees, the FDA and WADA are trying to restrict access to testosterone, a natural supplement that helps increase strength and recovery. They want to control its distribution for the gain of pharmaceutical companies, but Black Forest Supplements is fighting back. For a limited time, when you buy 2 bottles, you'll get 1 free. So visit blackforestsupplements.com/news to take a stand against government overreach and support your health and autonomy. Don't let them control every aspect of your lives. You'll find the links down below. Now, in a desperate bid to salvage his failing presidency, Joe Biden has once again resorted to bribing young voters with empty promises of student loan forgiveness. With the 2024 election looming and his approval ratings in freefall, Biden has unveiled a new plan to cancel the debt of millions of borrowers, conveniently ignoring the fact the Supreme Court blocked his previous attempt because it was illegal. Now, this shameless political ploy is nothing more than a Hail Mary pass from a president who spent the last 4 years destroying the futures of young Americans. Biden's economic policies have led to skyrocketing inflation, unaffordable gas prices, and a looming recession that threatens to plunge our nation into financial ruin. Yet, rather than address these pressing issues, he chooses to pander to his base with a taxpayer-funded giveaway. Watch.
From day one, my administration has been committed to fixing the broken student loan system and making sure higher education is a ticket to the middle class, not a barrier. My administration has approved debt cancellation for 4 million Americans through various actions. And today, I'm announcing new plans that would cancel student debt for millions more. In total, these plans would cancel some or all student debt for 30 million Americans when combined with everything we've done so far. To find out how these plans may impact you, visit studentaid.gov.
Yeah, I'm going to head right over there, Joe. Now, under Biden's new plan, the government would use your hard-earned money to wipe out the student loan debt of over 30 million borrowers. The administration claims that this action is designed to provide relief to Black and Latino borrowers who attended community college and are now struggling to repay their loans. But let's be clear. This is nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to buy votes from a demographic that has increasingly lost faith in Biden's leadership. And the reality is that Biden's student loan bailout will do nothing to address the root causes of our nation's education crisis. It won't make college more affordable, nor will it improve the quality of education that students receive. Instead, it will simply shift the burden of debt onto the shoulders of taxpayers, many of whom have already paid off their own student loans or never had the opportunity to attend college in the first place. And what's more, Biden's plan is a slap in the face to the millions of Americans who have worked hard to repay their student loans responsibly. These individuals made sacrifice, lived within their means, and fulfilled their financial obligations only to see their efforts undermined by a president who believes that personal responsibility is optional. But perhaps the most egregious aspect of the student loan bailout plan is its blatant unconstitutionality. As the Supreme Court has already ruled, the president does not have the authority to unilaterally cancel student debt without the approval of Congress. By attempting to circumvent this ruling, Biden is not only violating his oath of office, but also undermining the very foundations of our republic. It's clear that Biden's student loan bailout is nothing more than a political stunt designed to distract from his administration's countless failures, from the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan to the ongoing crisis at our southern border. Biden has proven time and time again that he is unfit to lead our nation through these challenging times. Here's more.
Yeah, Dagan, you're exactly right. This was a shameless decision by Joe Biden and the Democrats, and sadly, it was utterly unsurprising. Look, the most consequential political shift of the last decade has been the Republican Party becoming a blue-collar party, a party of working men and women. And the flip side of that is the Democrat Party abandoning the blue collar. With this decision, what Joe Biden is saying is to every steel worker, to every truck driver, to every construction worker, to every blue-collar worker, that the Democrats don't care about you, and they're going to take your money and they're going to give it to woke gender studies majors because their interest is trying to buy votes. This is not complicated. Joe Biden is engaged in a vote-buying scheme. Now, he's assuming young people with student loans are naive and gullible because he's going to promise them this, but he knows it is blatantly lawless. He tried this before, right before the last election, and the Supreme Court struck it down, said the president doesn't have the ability to give away $1 trillion without Congress acting. This is Biden being cynical, trying to buy votes, and lying to young people at the same time that he's throwing working men and women under the bus.
Ted Cruz is 100% right. Instead of bribing young voters with false promises of debt forgiveness, Biden should be focusing on creating jobs, reducing inflation, and restoring America's standing on the world stage. He should be working to unleash the power of the free market, not expanding the reach of the federal government into every aspect of our lives. But sadly, we know that Biden is incapable of rising to this challenge. He's a career politician who's made a living by pandering to special interests and making empty promises to the American people. He's a man without principles, without vision, and without the courage to do what is right for our nation. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Joe Biden's student loan bailout is a slap in the face to every hardworking taxpayer in this country. It's a blatant attempt to buy votes from young people who are struggling under the weight of his failed economic policies. But we can't let him get away with his illegal and unconstitutional power grab. We must stand up and fight back against this desperate attempt to cling to power at any cost. The future of our republic depends on it. We need a president who will put America first, not one who will sell us out for political gain. And that's why we must reject Biden's false promises and demand real solutions to the challenges we face. Together, we can restore the promise of America and build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.